Welcome to another video about a new bow. In this case, it's the short bow by Grozer. Grozer has recently an event, a summer event, to sell a little cheaper, and in this case it was much. And so I've taken the chance to get this beautiful short bow. It's a laminated bow with carbon fibers, and we have here a green overlay and here in the middle section as well, and we have blue stained wood also included. Try to show you here a bit better. So it's a very nice bow. This here is very interesting because the bow bends so much that I think it's necessary to give the room for the bending. Since the bow is brand new, I shall be careful with pulling. I have pulled the bow on the rack very nicely with no twisting, up to 32 inches. This is no problem. And I have strung this bow today from time to time because it's necessary that the loops here from the string sit snugly here in the sear section. Yes, and so I think I'm good to go. Up to 32 inches is not possible for me. I shoot normally up to 28, this is safe. And after the bow has settled, then you can pull them up to 32 inches. So what else? Grozer shows on his website the bow has a length from tip to tip of 49 inches. I measure always from nock to nock, which is 47 3/4. Strung, it's 42 from nock to nock. We have a brace height measured here to there of 8.5 inches. The weight is 350 grain, and the arrow pass has originally 23.5 millimeters. I've added a very thin layer of rayskin here that can be removed without any traces. I have used acrylic, and the thickness of the rayskin is 0.5 millimeters, so very thin. I have set myself nocking points already here in the matching colors, and the handle fitting is very nice. You can see it here. So for me this is just perfect. For a large hand, maybe a bit too small. Yeah, but I think if you can shoot a short sipahi, then you can also shoot with this very nice handle. So it's a very nice fit here. Did I forget something? There is no arrow weight recommended. So if I use then the bamboo archery table, I would say it's a short sear, although it's 15 inches, it would be at least 10 grain per pound, even more. But I don't think that the bow requires 10 grain per pound. What else? Did I forget something? Brace height. Nominal strength is 35 pound at 28 inches. Yeah, and the 60-degree angle is 32 inches. So I will never max this bow out. And what else? F value is 0.67. The prototype. So there is no historical reference, but bowyers are always free to invent something new. And you may think, it's a little bit like the Assyrian. No, it isn't. If you have a closer look to the Assyrian, it stops here. Yeah, so this bending is not there. And the Egyptian bows were different as well, so they had an angle maybe like this, yes, but then they didn't have the lower section here, the seals. So this is a new form, a new shape, and I'm very curious about the shooting. I've seen something in the videos on Csaba's website or Facebook site, but it's something different if I experience it myself. So the first, if not mistaken, and overseen, the first pictures I have seen end of May, and beginning of June it's available in the shop for the first time. Okay, then let's shoot. As it's a good habit, I've forgotten something, and this is measuring not only from the rig, but also here with my scale. 28 inches. So. 34.4. So nearly the 35 that is nominal. And we have here, by the way, 32 degrees Celsius in the sun, 30% humidity, and in the shadow it's a bit nicer, 28 degree. I have here two matching sets of arrows, so they're both the same weight approximately, but these have a spine of 700 and the others of 500. I think so, yeah. Okay, let's shoot. So, like this. There's a lot of swinging. And the draw is very smooth. The swinging afterwards is high. So maybe the arrow weight is too low. Double check. So this is the same weight, but the 500 spine. Yeah, as well. So there's a lot of vibration. I fetch heavy arrows. Okay, I have here now the 600 spined arrows. They have a weight of 495 grain. And now let's see. Center shot, but still swinging. Still swinging. The draw is very smooth, but the swinging of the limbs is something I have not yet experienced on a bow. So I come a bit more into the shadow. It's much nicer here. Oh, this is missed. Usually I tilt the bow, but I shall not tilt it somehow, and no lateral movements. No katra. I think Csaba meant no lateral katra, sideways. Yeah, so the bow is very beautiful. I like the design, it looks cool. But the swinging is currently relatively much. It does not shake the arm or something, it's just the bow. I don't know how it feels if I would keep the bow steady, if I would feel it more in the hand. But I don't shoot that way. So I do this forward cutter. That's in my spine, so I cannot do something against it. And nothing happened so far. So I'm safe with the 28 inches. And since I have strung and unstrung the bow today 2 or 3 times, I can already see that the ears have a certain shape. So this is already settled. I don't know if no, the string must be fine. I have a brace height that is a bit more than shown on the website. I think this is just the new design, and I can imagine that there might be more improvements so that we get rid of the swinging. Okay, let's do the speed test. Just in case you wonder why we have these nets here, it's to save our fruits from some insects. So my husband's very keen that we have at least these fruits, and yeah, that's the reason why we have it. So, with the heavy arrows, I calculate down then later to 9 grain per pound. 134. 153, so I think the first one was not good for me. From me. 150. So I do this again. So it's a bit difficult today. I had several tries meanwhile, but the measurements were all failures. 146. 142. 153. 144. 144. 147. Okay, so I had several tries. I'm glad that this set worked, and I had values between 135, but I think that was my release, then something around 155, 58, and now a little below 150. I have now 9 values, and yeah, I just take the average of this and calculate this down to 9 grain per pound. So the maths result is I had taken 3 rounds, all values, so 134, 153, 150, 146, 142, 153, 144, 144, 147. So in average this was 147.5 or whatsoever. Calculated down to 9 grain per pound, it would be nearly 164 feet per second. So we have grain per pound currently here with 14. So this is of course very heavy. So that's the reason why we have so small speed values. But calculated down to 9 grain per pound, it's 164. Not a speed monster, but yeah, this is what I get out of it in my garden at around 28 inches draw length. So if you draw further, you should have heavier arrows. And if you calculate it to whatsoever grain per pound, of course, this is something different. But since I want to have it comparable to the other measurements, I always calculate it to 9 grain per pound. So that's some kind of base. Okay, so a little bit of fun shooting. The draw is very smooth. I show you. Okay, so the distance is not much, but at least it's somehow a group. Here's me. What do I think of my short bow by Csaba Grozer? A lovely, beautiful bow with lovely shapes, and the handle design is cool, so it really feels good in my hand at least. Size S, you might know it, and the swinging of the limbs does not hurt my wrist or my arm. So I wouldn't call it hand shock, I would call it swinging limbs. And you have fun with it nevertheless, although it's swinging. So at a certain point of time you forget about it. But I will check with Csaba if this is intended or if it's just my bow. And I'll find out for my own interest. I think the arrow weight I have used is far beyond what's necessary. There are long limbs, so 15 inches in total is relatively long for such a short bow. And we have a bending length of 21 inches or so. And so this is not much, and the bow is bending very much. You see, like this. So this is my personal max. And so it's astonishing what the bow can deliver. It's not a speed monster, but hey, you can't have everything. Yeah, you cannot have a short bow with a max draw of 32 and being fast as hell. So I think every bow has its specialities, and this one special is the shape, the size, and the max draw. So the F value is 0.67. This is really a lot. So usually we have something, if it's good, 0.61. Yeah, so this is extreme. And the build is very nice, as we know it from Csaba and his team. So very cool, and I like the color scheme. That's awesome. Yeah, that's all from me today. It's very hot, so I'm melting away. And yeah, so we keep it shorter, like the bow. Okay, thanks guys for watching. Have a great week. Enjoy archery and see you next time. Bye bye.